What's going on? How y'all doing, family? Yeah, I'm on here today. We're going to talk about some pure facts about what's going on in this election. Try to make sure that none of you get misled about what's going on. So we call this here live stream facts, family. I hope y'all tuning in. And if you're not tuned in, I hope you watch it once it's uploaded. Yeah, we're going to start off with Donald Trump, family. uh, he would kill the Department of Education if he's elected. Now, to me, that sounds a little crazy. Matter of fact, a lot crazy. Why would you want to kill the Department of Education? We need our kids to be smart. We need them to know what they're doing. We need them to be able to travel around the world and know what's going on in the world. So that's one of the things that really don't make any sense to me for someone to want to kill the Department of Education and get rid of it. I don't know if that makes sense to you, family, but it does not make no sense at all to me. I don't understand it's like they say, it's weird. But you guys need to look at all these things before you go in that voting booth and vote. Make sure that you're voting for your best interest. That's what you guys really need to do. And he also will kill the bipartisan deal with the for the election. He would kill that bipartisan deal that they passed in, I think it was 2021, if I'm not mistaken. 2021. So they made a law in 2020 or 2021. I'm sorry, I forget which one it is. They made a law to where they cannot pull the same thing that they pulled in the January 6th, to try to prevent that from ever happening again. You know, after the election is done and everything is counted and it gets back to the vice president let you know, will gets the president the okay to go, like, okay, yeah, he won this. Whoever won, he deems him the winner of it. And they trying to prevent that by putting that law in place. And he wants to do away with that. What type of sense does that make? Why would you want to ever have chaos like January 6th again? You had 9 people to get killed that day. You got a lot of people in jail that day, which they should be for doing something like that. Going in the White House, tearing up stuff, urinating, and all these type of things in people's offices, looking for people, the people that we voted in there, for our best interest, that was running our states, governors, senators, all these type of things. These people were in there. They was voted in there. Why would we want to see these people get hurt by some foolishness? You got a grown man acting like a kid where he took my ball. I don't want to play, and throwing a tantrum and having all his people up there acting in these type of ways. You know, so that law, he would kill that law. So if anything happens, this is what could continuously to happen, and that's not cool. It makes us all look bad as Americans. You know what I mean? So I don't really understand that. Yeah, I got Monique asking, what's my thoughts on opinions of policy, immunity. Actually, I think that's really crazy. Is It's unbelievable. And he put them Supreme Court justice in there, so they're agreeing with a lot of things that he does. And when it comes to the Supreme Court, I mean, over presidents and everything, the buck stops there at the Supreme Court. And then when you done stack them with the people that you want to be in there, they got your back. And that's not the way the Supreme Court is supposed to operate. That's why it's very important that he doesn't get back in there, because if he does, he will appoint more Supreme Court justices, and these things will continue to happen, and he would end up being a dictator. He would be in some we would be in some type of dictatorship. So that's why this election is so important. But that's the answer to your question on the immunity, because if the Supreme Court was acting in the way that they supposed to act, this wouldn't be going on. There's no way that that would be happening. So that's the answer to that question. And then on top of that, uh, he would also get rid of unions. These are things that he's talked about. When he was on live with Elon Musk, you know, they kind of spoke on that, and he kind of agreed about the union thing. So, like your Teamsters and all these other unions that you have, he would actually get rid of unions. Now, why would you not want people to be able to fight for wrongdoings or their rights in a job or for raises and things of that nature? I mean, unions been around forever. Why would you want to get rid of unions? I really don't understand that. It really doesn't make any sense to me. You know, uh, yes, you got Monique saying that we got to vote. He wants to be a dictator, and she's most definitely right about that. He's most definitely right about that. Sorry for getting off track, but I had to read that and answer that question on my thoughts. Well, on my facts. But I don't understand, why wouldn't you want your American brothers and sisters to be able to have unions? Unions are put in place to protect the employees, and he wants to get rid of that. Now, like I said again, that just don't make no sense to me. Everybody works. Everybody have a job. Working class people, Uh, so I don't get, why would you want to do away with that? And that's very important. So just meaning that your job is not going to be as secure as it was, before, or your kids or your grandkids. I mean, these are the things you got to think about. A lot of us is grown, and a lot of this stuff is not really going to be about us. A lot of it is going to be about your kids and your grandkids. So I think that you should really get out and vote. And when you vote, vote for your best interest. Don't vote for uh, what you seeing on Instagram. Check your facts. Go do your research. Check your facts on what you're doing, so you can know what you're doing when you go to the ballot box. Vote for your best interest. I'm not telling nobody who to vote for. I'm just saying vote for your best interest. And if you're not a billionaire, then your best interest is probably my best interest. So I'm just trying to get our facts out here of what's happening and what will happen if he gets in there. And then what I want to speak on too is the Reproduction Act rights. He would kill the Reproduction Acts rights. You know what I mean? You won't have no say in your body if you're a woman. You know, it's like it's people dying from this law right now today in certain states. You know, if you go look it up and see what's been going on, and then the young girl that got pregnant by her daddy and had to have the baby, and the other lady that bled half the blood out of her body because the doctors were scared to uh, help her with abortion or whatever. It's like it really doesn't make any sense. You know, we'll lose a lot of people, a lot of women behind this Reproduction Act. You know, and it is not just not even just the Reproduction Act, but it is Reproduction Act, but even IVF. You know, some women got to go through getting pregnant with IVFs. He'll do away with that. These are the things that he's talking about doing. This is what you got to understand, family. You got to really understand to make a good decision on who you voting for. Now, I mean, is nobody in this world that we're gonna agree 100% with. And I say this all the time. You got family members that you're not gonna agree 100% with on everything. It's just like that. And we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's gonna make mistakes. But it's a difference in not being perfect and making mistakes than being just outright evil. You know, I don't believe that a woman should have to have a baby by her daddy because she's been raped. I don't believe a woman should have to have a baby by her rapist, but they making it against the law for you to do these type of things. And if he gets in there, it's going to be worldwide. Roe versus Wade will be over with. So you got to realize that, and there's no man, it is no way that this is good. I mean, you have no health justice, and it's going to also kill. It also kill the Medicare. Try to get rid of the people that's on Medicare and Medicaid and stuff like that. You know, they're going to repeal these type of things. I'm talking about go back to the Stone Age days, which is not good. It's not good at all. Not good at all. And then here go another crazy one that I really, really don't get. I really, really don't get. We're gonna go to this one right here. Trump said that he would ban NATO. Do you know what banning NATO would do? It would be a terrible situation because our security and stuff like that would be at stake. It won't be no good. It's just like I don't believe some of the stuff that that's said, and I don't believe some of the stuff that's in Project 2025. It just don't make no sense to me, you know. And yeah, Social Security as well. Monique is talking about Social Security too. The Social Security as well. Yeah, he wants to get rid of that, and these are things that that's been in place for since my lifetime. Social Security, NATO. Like I say, NATO. That's like is really serious because NATO is all a part of things that's going on in the world globally. So why would you want to do that? What sense does it make? But these are the things that he's talking about doing. And I mean, I think it's things that, you should, people should really look into to know what's going on and who to vote for, instead of listening to what people people are telling you. Even me, don't believe what I say. Look it up. And then once you start looking it up and you start reading stuff, and then you'll understand even more about what's going on, and it would be great because you would be like well informed. And I think that you need to be well informed. I don't think that nobody could tell anybody what to do. I just think that being informed is the best thing in the world, instead of waiting and you go in there and you make the wrong decision, and then in the end stuff start to happening and you don't understand why these things is happening. It's because you went in there and voted for the wrong person, or you didn't vote. And I would urge you to get out and vote, because it's in your best interest, family. A lot of people say that they're not into politics, but everything you do in life is politics. When you go pay for your gas, it's politics. When you go pay for your groceries, it's politics. When you get your check, it's politics. Everything that you do in this world is politics. You just don't look at it like that, because you're not engaging in politics, but you engage in it and don't even know it. And then another thing too, family, uh, if he gets in there, he's trying to give the corporations a $5 trillion tax cut for the corporations. For the corporations, I mean, do you own a corporation? Are you gonna get a tax cut for that? And you know what he's gonna how he's gonna do that? By making your taxes be a little bit higher. Who wants that? Make it make sense. $5 trillion tax cut. Do you know how much money that is? You know, family. Trump ain't everyday people. We weren't born with millions and silver spoon in our mouths. He don't know what it is to be like that. But you know who do? Kamala. She do. She know what it is to be like that. Know who else knows? Walls. Everybody wasn't born like he was born. He pouting and he's a billionaire. When I say he, I'm talking about Trump. He's pouting and he's a billionaire. So that's really odd to me. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think or feel. But like I say, you can't make this stuff up. You look this stuff up for yourself, and then you can actually see what's going on. You know, that don't make any sense to me. And then let me see what else. Health care. And another thing that Trump is trying to do too, he's trying to actually get rid of well, I already said this before, but it is affordable health care. So we all know what affordable health care is, right? you know, the stuff you get from the county and things like that, the Obamacare, LA Care, that kind of stuff. He's trying to get rid of affordable health care. So the corporations, they can charge you whatever they want to charge you. The insurance companies can charge you whatever they want to charge you. That's what I mean when I say the corporation. They can charge you whatever they want to charge you. Now, why would you want to get rid of affordable health care? Make that make sense. I mean, make that make sense. You don't want everybody to have health care. You don't want everybody to be able to see the doctor. You don't want that for your American brothers and sisters. You don't want that. That don't make sense to me. But I know somebody who will fight for that. Her name's Kamala Harris. But you know, these are things he want to get rid of. And then folks be saying like, oh, like oh, he's for the Democrats or he's for this and that. Nah, ain't that, look here. I'm not no Democrat. I'm not no Republican. I'm independent. But I got good enough sense to know what's in my best interest. And health care for everybody is in my best interest. Okay. If not for me, you got kids, you got grandkids, you got nieces, you got nephews. What about them? Family. People, I mean, people could do what you could do what you want to do. But to me, it's a real selfish thing. If you got a little bit of money and you're in a position to where you cool with, but you don't worry about your family members because you worried about extra couple of dollars in your pocket. Make that make sense. That's just selfishness. But I'm telling you, family, I don't care what you are, what race you are, what creed you are. You could be black, white, Latin, Asian. I don't care what you are. It don't matter. We all family out here. I don't discriminate against nobody. I'm not racist against nobody. It's just we all family out here and we gotta act like it. And we gotta vote in our best interest. You got some that vote on racial interests. And sometimes when people do that, they voting against their own interests because they not billionaires. You don't you don't even have no money. You probably living worse than me. So, it don't make no sense. Let's make it all make sense. Let's cut out all the rhetoric and all the foolishness and vote in your best interest. So you could be all right, your family could be all right, your kids, your family, and everybody can be all right. So, that's what I got to say about that. I'm just trying to make it all make sense, you know. And then Trump's talk about he talks about this is the crazy one right here. He's talking about releasing the military on United States citizens. I can't make it up. All you gotta do is look it up. You got Google, look it up. He's talking about releasing the U.S. military on the United States citizens. Wow, this is crazy to me. I'm telling y'all, family, like Monique said, he wants to be a dictator. And anybody talking about doing something like that, what else do you call it? And like Monique said, he's immune uh, from being charged with anything as long as he's in office. I can't make it up. I can't make nothing make sense. And then in 2025, I'm gonna tell you guys one of the things it say. It says if he becomes president, he will put all Latin people in a concentration camp and deport them all out of here. Now, let me repeat that. He said if he becomes the president, he will gather up all the Latin people and deport them out of here. You can't make this up. So, any of my Latino people listening and watching this here, family, be aware when you go in that voting booth. Make sure you vote in your best interest. because and he get rid of DACA and all that stuff, all the little protections they got up for you guys, and it's gonna be across the board. It ain't gonna just be for you guys. It's gonna be across the board, but he's mainly targeting y'all. But if he gets in there, DACA gonna be gone as well. So you guys need to think about what I'm saying. So, really, really be careful about what you do with your decision. You know, yeah, and I spoke on that one so fast. I spoke on that one before I even got to it. But I mean, it's just bananas. Some of this stuff is like unbelievable. You really can't make this stuff up. It's serious stuff for real. And I don't understand how somebody could be so evil, and I don't even understand how people could be going out and get mad because this woman did her job at being attorney general, and they got something to say. What do you think the woman's supposed to do? Not do her job because discriminate because a race of people what they're doing? Is that what you think? It really doesn't make sense to me. She's supposed to do her job, you know, but they don't talk about all these things that this woman does, you know. So I just don't get where people be coming from. It don't make no sense. And let's talk a little bit about Kamala. What she's talking about doing, actually, what she's talking about doing, if she gets in office, she's going to come with a economic proposal announcing building 3 billion, I mean 3 million new housing units in 4 years, proposing 40 billion in tax incentives for home builders to accomplish it. And not only is she talking about building uh, 3 million housing units for low income people, she's also talking about giving them 25,000 towards a down payment for the home that they're purchasing. So, and then I talked about it last week where they was talking about coming up next month the interest rates the went down 3%. So it will give you some kind of little break on different stuff, and the lower that you can get the interest rates, the better it is for anything that you trying to buy, especially your big money purchases. You know what I mean? So, and then she's also talking about lowering the income tax for the adults that she's talking about. She's proposing that lowering the income. Uh, sorry, when it comes to taxes, she's proposing that lower income adults who do not have children see an expansions of their earned income tax credit. So meaning that you know for whatever income tax that you're paying, you would earn some money on from earned income tax credit. So she's trying to also do that, and she's also proposing for those who do have children below. She also vows to protect consumers by pushing a federal ban on corporation price gouging in the grocery stores and food industry. So she's basically giving a tax ban on the people that's in the grocery stores, that's running these corporations with this food and stuff, which is price gouging, with these high food prices and stuff like that. So she's going after them as well, and that's a good thing. All these things is good for people like us, family. You know what I mean? We, at least the people that I believe is watching here is not billionaires. If you're a billionaire, then okay, I understand you don't care, but it's more people that's not billionaires than who is billionaires. So you know what I mean. So I'm just saying these are the things that she is proposing, and I got another person in here, Anthony Graves. Uh, he's saying not only they want police immunity to not get prosecuted for wrongdoing, they also want to run the FBI to only answer to the president, as well as the military can be unleashed on citizens peaceful. Hey, you sure right. You sure right. I'm sure glad you came in and you let that be known, because hey, you know what? I left that part out, and that was so good, and I got to read that one again. This comes from Anthony Gray. This is the truth right here. He said, not only they want police immunity to not get prosecuted for wrongdoing, they also want to run the FBI. Did you hear that? They also want to run the FBI. You hear that, family? They want the president to run the FBI. Okay, and I'm not even through yet. To run the FBI to only answer to the president, as well as the military can be unleashed on citizens, family. Uh, Peaceful protests. I'm just saying, man, you cannot make this up, man. This got more to do than just it got, well, man, it got to do with all of your life, all the way around. It's just wow, the things that this man is trying to do. And I really appreciate this comment right here, because I can't really get everything in all the time, and I'm glad there's somebody in here that's informed, and I know it to be true because I've seen this before. I didn't get it, but one of my family members got it, and then I got Monique saying BRB got a phone call. BRB, I don't know what BRB is. If you can let me know what that is, I'll break it down and say exactly what it is. Okay, then let me look at my notes. Just looking up here. Then, hey, Anthony, do you have anything else on that? Because I'm busy looking through stuff. Do you got anything else on that, sir? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go on to this. Uh, Kamala supports the veterans' rights. She did $15 billion for. Then they also, everybody be getting it wrong. Okay, Trump tell these lies about he did more for the black people than any other president. That's so far from the truth. That $15 billion that the SBCUs got, that came from the Biden Harris administration. You can't make this up. You have to look these things up for yourself to know. That wasn't what happened. Trump didn't do any of that. Biden-Harris administration gave the SBCUs $15 billion, and some of it even went over to the Latin people as well. If we just being honest and telling it exactly what it was, and then also uh, Kamala Harris is also going to propose lowering the cost of health care, lowering the cost of health care. She her and Biden and the Biden administration, they already got to where the insulin is down to $35. $35. It comes up to probably about $2,000 a year for people's insulin that was high. And it's about 6 or 7 other drugs, which I can't sit here and name, but if you look it up, you'll see it. It's about 6 or 7 other drugs. Amy Klobuchar up in Minnesota, she was on board with helping get this bill passed, and other people was on board of getting this bill passed to lower medication for seniors and all people. Then Kamala also uh, fought and won cases with the sex trafficking rings when the women were being sex trafficked. She was in there fighting and fighting for that to get things done to help people uh, that's been sex trafficking. So that she helped in that. It's a lot of things that she's been doing that people don't speak about, and I guess a lot of times they don't talk about. But I read a little bit on that, and she's always for the people. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, she's always for the people, and I like that about her. And the Affordable Care Act, she's doing a negotiation she's still doing the negotiation to lower the prescription drugs for Medicare patients. Like I say, uh, some of her other proposals include limited prices on insulin for every patient, not just seniors, as well as capping out pocket expenses for prescription drugs at $2,000 a year. So basically, whatever drugs you need to get, it ain't gonna cost you no more than $2,000 a year. So I mean, the woman is doing some good stuff. And then you want to talk about clean energy. Like they asked Trump the other day about uh, how is you going to become dependent on just America when it comes to energy. He's talking about drill, baby, drill. Man, we already drilling. We've been drilling. When he was in office, he spent so much money with Venezuela, and their oil is so bad and thick and polluted. And he spent all this money on them. In the Biden administration, I think they spent 1.7 million, and I think Trump spent about 10, 11. I talked about this on the other program, but he spent what 10, 17 million or something like that. I don't remember the number, so I don't want to put that out there. But I said it on another program, and we almost independent anyway. We've been drilling, getting the oil anyway. But everything that's being done, he always want to make it seem like that he's doing it. So when it comes to energy, uh, uh, he ain't gonna do nothing but what we've been doing is drill, and that's even if he do that. You can't. I mean, you can't trust him. You can't believe a word he say. And then Kamala's gonna fight for climate change. She's going to fight for climate change, clean air, clean water. She's going to fight for all that. She's already been fighting for it. When they used to spill oil up there in Frisco, she held them accountable. She held them accountable. Look this stuff up. She held them accountable when they were spilling oil and messing up the water and doing stuff like that. She took these people to court and won the cases on that. And the clean air has to do with the energy, because like I just said, the oil and stuff that you're getting from these different places is up there polluting the air and messing the air up, and things of that nature. So all these things work hand in hand. Like I say, she fought the corporations in court on this thing about this about the clean air, and then not only that, as far as the border, Trump always talks about the border. The border. The border. You know why he talks about the border so much, family? I'm gonna tell y'all why he talks about the border so much, for real, seriously. The reason he talks about the border so much is because this was his plan to begin with. They had the biggest comprehensive border deal, bipartisan deal, reaching across aisles. Democrats and Republicans agreed to this deal. But guess what? Trump called him and told him don't do it. He want to run on the border. That's how come you always hear him call Kamala border czar. You know what I mean? And talking about how he been to the border and it was so hot and this and this and that. I don't know if he went to the border or not, because I can't believe nothing to come out of his mouth. But this is what he planned to run on, was the border deal. But now it all came out that he's the one that killed the deal that was bipartisan, that was going to be the best border deal in American history. And Kamala said when she gets in office, she don't care. She's going to make sure that deal happens. But these are the kind of games that people play. So they don't worry about the safety of their countrymen and women. They more concerned with themselves getting elected. So let me kill this border deal. And then, as quiet as it kept, what people don't realize, Kamala, when she was up there in Frisco as the when she was prosecuting in the AG or whatever that she was up there, she got so many titles, it's hard to remember all of them. The woman's so intelligent and smart. Some people call her dumb, but I don't know nothing that they did but holler about bone spurs. But anyway, she walked through tunnels. You hear me? From tunnels, from Frisco to Mexico, with the feds that talk to the people about the things that they were doing, coming through them tunnels and stuff like that. And she fought to make all that stuff right on the border before he even started talking about a border. He's the one new at this. She's been doing this, family. This ain't nothing new for her. But she was going through tunnels and all that type of stuff. That's all I'm saying. It's crazy to me how he got the nerve to talk about the border. And like I say, and she's gonna fight. She's gonna fight for reproductive rights, health justice, and repeal it. She's gonna repeal that. You know what I mean? To make it to where they can never mess with Roe versus Wade again. She's going to repeal that. This is what she would do as president of these United States. You know what I mean, family? So I think that's a beautiful thing. The abortion care, and then another thing. For the gun violence, they say crime is up. Trump lies. He say the He say the crime is up. How's it ever been? Crime is actually down lower. I think if I remember right, it was 25, 26% last time I looked. When he was in office, crime was up 30%, and 10% was with assault weapons. Y'all remember when they was killing people in grocery stores in Buffalo, and they was shooting up the schools up there in Texas, I mean, this is when he was in there. The things that was going on. You know, they was had the white supremacists out killing black folks and everything. Everybody just unleashed like they act like they was immune at that point. But you ain't hearing about all these senseless. I haven't heard of a school shooting. Thank God, thank the Lord, since Biden Harris been in there. I ain't heard of a lot of assault weapons being used the way that they were when he was in there. But he lies and he'll tell you and want you to believe that uh, crime is up higher than it's ever been in history. It was up high when you was in office, and so I don't even know what lie that is. But if you listen to the lies and don't research the lies, then you won't know whether they lying or not. But these are things I need y'all to know, family. You know, I just can't see it, especially with all the things that he's talking about doing. And even before I even get down to this other stuff, the crazy part is, man, just a real quick summary, man, a real quick summary of some of the stuff that we talked about. For one, we're gonna go to one of our guests. We're gonna start off with what Monique said. Monique said he wants to be a dictator, and we all know this. Ain't nothing that that woman could have did that was so bad that you would want a dictator in the office to tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. That's for one. That just don't make any sense to me. He's telling you this. He told the Christians out there at one of his rallies that all they have to do is vote one more time and they would never have to go through this again because we're going to fix it up real good. All you got to do is go back and look at the rally. You'll hear it come out his mouth. You ain't got to hear it come out my mouth. Check for yourself. Do you want your kids to live in a better country than you did or a worse one? Then you gotta also saying she said that uh, 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 immunity. Check and see what the Supreme Court said. Don't take my word or her word or Anthony's word for it, family. He will have immunity for anything he does as long as he's president. But guess what? He's having immunity right now and he's not president. And guess what? If he get in there and be president, then he ain't leaving. So the immunity stands for life. You might as well say, vote for your best interest, family. Vote for your best interest. Please do. Then we're going to go back to what Anthony said. And he started off with the same thing. He said, not only they want police immunity, you hear me? Same thing. We got two people, and plus me, saying the same thing. He's saying not only they want police immunity, but this is the part that killed it right here. You know, this is the part that I didn't say. And I appreciate Anthony coming up here saying that. I'm gonna say it again. Not only they want police immunity to not get prosecuted for wrongdoing, they also want to run the FBI. Did you hear me? Did you hear me, family? What is this starting to sound like to you? A dictator. Let me say it again. I'm saying it one more time. I just got to this funny to me. They also want to run the FBI. So if you run the FBI, what can the FBI charge you with? What can they do to you? What wrongdoing? You they boss. You hear me, family? That sounds like a dictator to me. Then, not only that, I'm not done. This is another part of what Anthony said. To only answer to the president as well as the military. Okay, now you got the police that answer to you. You got the FBI that answer to you, and you also got the military to answer to you. So who is your boss? They call it the president, but I call it a dictator. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's just crazy to me just to read this, man. And then I'm not even through. There's just so much. Watch this. As well as the military can be unleashed on citizens' peaceful protests. So you know all that going out there, kumbaya, why they killed George Floyd and why they killed Breonna Taylor and why they killed Sandra Bland and Brown down in St. Louis and Trayvon Martin and Tamara Rice and I mean I could go on for 100 days here on this on who they killed. But the thing about it, what I'm getting at is crazy to me. They telling you can't even protest no more. You don't even have freedom of speech. You better not get out there. We'll send the military to start doing whatever they want to, whatever I order them to do to you. And I'm gonna go after my political opponents after this if I get in here. Is that what y'all want, family? Is that what y'all want? All these young people out here trying to fight for our rights and try to keep the things going on that our ancestors put together here and you know it was getting a little bit better. We were starting to get a little few police convicted for killing us and this and hold police accountable for their wrongdoings. You know, we just now trying to turn that little corner a little bit. But you notice every time black folks look like they turning a little corner, guess what? They kick us back down. Like stay in your place. And the crazy part about it is the people will get out here and go vote against their own interests. And if you telling me because Kamala convicted somebody of weed when it was illegal, that's worse than what this dude is trying to do. You need to be checked. It don't make no sense to me. It don't make sense to me. I can't make none of this stuff make sense to me. I mean, this is enough for breaking down of the things that what he's trying to do and everything that he's trying to do. She's trying to fight back against for us. Did you hear me? Everything he's fighting against and trying to do, she's fighting for us. Just like the thing I was telling you about with the election acts. He want to repeal that. because he wants to be able to do whatever he want to do. And it's already bad enough that this election is not going to be an easy one as it is, because they're going to cheat, they're going to lie, they're going to do everything that they can. And pretty soon, he get in there, you won't even have no voters' rights no more. Something that our ancestors fought for to make us to where we even able to make a pick on who's the president and who's not. Family, I really need y'all to understand what's happening right now, what's going on here, and trust me, she is not getting all these crowds because these people don't see what he's trying to do and what's going on. I mean, she's getting Republicans and everybody else coming over in the fold, but this need to be a clear slam dunk win. I ain't talking about with 5, 10,000 votes. Everybody need to show up and show out. That way, it ain't no questions. I needed to win by 100,000 in every state. So it ain't no argument about it. And just like she trying to have our back, we need to have her back. That's the only way that we're gonna do this. We all got to do this together. We all family. It don't matter what race, color, creed you are. And and what another thing that just don't make sense to me, that how do you want to ban books out of schools? How do you want to shut down the Department of Education? You guys got to really hear what I'm saying. I'm not just sitting up here just blabbering just to be blabbering. This is real serious stuff. It's really it's life and death. How could you want to do that? I mean, really, what it takes me back to is when the slaves couldn't read. If you got caught reading, it was a problem. They say that voting don't matter, but why is it all the voter suppression? Why is it always cheating and lying and folks trying to stop folks from voting, sitting there with their little guns and all that kind of stuff? Man, don't nobody care about none of that stuff, man. We men. I wish somebody would be in my way talking about I can't vote because you got a gun. Man, if you don't get that, man, y'all gonna have me cussing on here, man. Man, we men first. Our ancestors fought and died for that right. I wish a racist person would be standing in front of me telling me what I can't do and asking me to you check yourself. I'm just saying, man. Just talking about this stuff and just realizing and seeing everything that's going on is bananas, man. It's only so much of this stuff I could talk about in one setting, and this ain't even half of it, because even if you go read Project 25, go read the summary of it. Just read the summary of it. It'll tell you enough. But when you read it, understand what you're reading. Family, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to get out here and do this and make this happen. If not for you, for your kids and your grandkids. Because you don't want to end up seeing uh, your kids go through a worse time than the way you grew up, because it could get worse. It could most definitely get worse. You better believe that. All you got to do is look to what he's saying. And even when he was in there, you see the Haitians when they tried to come across the border, they on horses, whooping them with whips. They don't even do the Mexicans that bad. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's make this make sense. All the SOL countries that he talked about, all the Muslim bans that he talks about, all the Mexicans is rapists and drug dealers that he talks about. All the Muslims is this that he talks about. But you know, one group of people I don't hear him talk about, he'll never say anything about them white folk. And this ain't no offense to none of my white brothers and sisters that's not on that type of time. We talking about Donald. Because like I say, I love all my people, but I hate a racist. And for me, when you spewing in that type of energy out into the world and oh, we need to open it up for the good countries, you know, and nothing against these countries, but you know, he would name the ones like Poland, Ukraine, you know, anything white. Oh, there's good people. Man, stop it. Let's make all this stuff make sense, family. I just want y'all to realize what we up against out here and get out and vote and make sure that you get out, vote hard. And I mean, I don't whatever the state that you from, whatever state that you from, get out there and vote. If you watching this and you watching me for a reason. It's to try to give you correct information. I might not articulate it the best. I might not be CNN. I might not be ESPN or NBC or MSNBC. But one thing about it, the information that I'm giving out is real, true, solid information. And all you got to do is look it up. And just from the things that I told you tonight, anybody with just common sense would know that dude ain't in your best interest, family. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate anybody that joined in. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the people that's gonna watch. I appreciate the people that ain't gonna watch. I appreciate everybody. But if you do watch, I want you to get something out of it. And like I say, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And I will be back with more facts and good information. I appreciate everybody. And I'll say that 1,000 times. And it should hit the like button, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Hey, everybody have a wonderful weekend and get your people with you, man. Take your people and explain to them and show them. Y'all can go look up the stuff together and read it together. That way it can make you an easy decision. This ain't even a hard decision. It'll make you an easy decision who to get out and vote for. Thank you, family. Have a good weekend. I'm out.